Okay. So, it is July 17th. Um, it is 11:37 in the morning. I woke up extremely late. Or rather, I don't know if I can legitimately call it bed rotting, but, I could not move from bed for a very, very long time. I was very physically drained, and I just could not move. I consider yesterday a failure. Some of it was my fault, some of it was happenstance. Um, I did not exercise in the way that I wanted to. I was very cranky and irritated and did not do things in the proper way. Thankfully, my arms are fine, but my legs are feeling very sore from that day of doing squats, which means to me I did too many. Speaking of my legs, uh, I had previously told my mother about the problems I've been having with my knees and my back and things of that nature. And unbeknownst to me, she had set up a doctor's appointment to check that out. And while the appointment itself didn't really bear too much fruit, my doctor did recommend me to some physical therapists, I believe. Some specialists that may or may not be able to help me. Specialists I've never had before, which is its own kind of daunting, but I'm gonna do my best to let things happen so I can get the help that I need. Segueing off of letting things happen, I will say that I am proud of myself. Even though I wasn't feeling well yesterday, the panic attacks that I had were minimal. I was able to go to the doctor. I was able to spend all afternoon with my mother because after we went to the doctor and we went out to get food, both of those took a very, very long time. I immediately clocked out after getting the food. I slept a very, very long time. I slept from, I can't remember when we got back home. I think it was like 4 or 5 into like 9 a.m. today. I did wake up briefly at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I immediately went back to sleep. So, I'm not gonna beat myself up too much. I was very melancholy, and things still are not comfortable, but there was a lot that was just kind of out of my control, and I still gained some pretty good things out of it. So I'm trying to be okay. One thing that did not happen because of all of the quote unquote chaos of yesterday is my uploading schedule for the videos that I've recorded have not been done yet. And there were some of them that were supposed to happen pretty early. In fact, all of them were. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to explain such in the description, is I'm going to post each video like an hour apart from each other after I do a little bit of what I want to do today. And the plan for today is, number one, to take a shower and find some food. And then after I do that, I'm going to brush my teeth and take a walk. And just take a walk. I think going forward, my plan for each day as it comes to exercise is to take a walk every 6 hours, so 3 times a day. One at 6 a.m., one at noon, which is approaching, so I'll probably walk first and then take a shower. And then one again at 6 p.m. I'm running out of things to do during the day. I could figure out how to organize my room. There's still a lot of stuff on the floor. In fact, there's a minimal amount of things that I need to throw away that are in my room right now as I'm looking around. But besides that, there's not a lot. I can pick up the guitar, which I will do at some point today. I could work on some compositions that have been on my mind lately. But there's really not a whole bunch outside of that. My mother reminded me of something yesterday. And kind of offhandedly. It's not something that we talked about, but it's something that she talked to the doctors about, and I was like, oh yeah. But we're going to be taking college classes together, which I thought was off the table because of how frequently she's been working. So I was very excited to hear her bring it back up. Which means one of my goals is going to be met eventually. I was about to say soon, but with my mother and everything that she's doing, I don't know when there's actually going to be a break to zone in on those classes. But yeah, so I'm going back to school. Not for what I originally wanted to go back to school for, but I'm still going back to school. And I like learning. I do like learning, so I'm still anxious about it, but I'm excited to get back in there. I feel like maybe if I have something grounding me, maybe I can sit in class for longer. It's difficult for me to do work online, at least not without somebody hovering over my shoulder, and my mother's a very busy woman taking care of literally the entire family, and not just the people in the house. So there's a lot. I did technically reach my goal of hanging out with my mother yesterday, but it still didn't feel like I was actually hanging out. It was more just we were forced through happenstance to do things together. And even then, we really didn't do all that much. We sat in the car, or I sat outside waiting for my mother to be done with her half of the appointment for most of it. So I invited her to play a video game tomorrow, which will be a Friday, July 18th, and see if she likes it or not. I have no idea what game she would and wouldn't enjoy, but I have a few on my mind that I've been wanting her to try. I'm gonna let her play Baldur's Gate, which is a role-playing game, which might be more her speed. She's not really the gamer, so I can't force her into something with heavy movement and tactile ability and all of that stuff. At least not yet, until she's used to it. I planned this out semi-thoroughly. The only thing I'm worried about with Baldur's Gate, even though she's a grown woman and she's fine, she's experienced a bunch of shit before I was even perceived, is the graphical nature of some of the scenes in the game. I'm wondering how she'll handle that. But again, she's number one, an adult, number two, my mother, and I know how I am. I have fun with the game, so I believe that she might. Okay. Is there anything else that I'm missing? I'm thinking about picking up the weights again. I don't feel pain in my arms, but I do feel like fatigue. It's hard to move around. So I don't know if I will do that. If I do, it won't be for long. Maybe like 15 minutes at the most. And that's something I'll decide on the fly, which I guess is running into the nature of what I called the series Life Meta. So that checks out, that I'm figuring things out on the cuff. I do still want to find what I call stability, like a plan, a structure to my life. I understand that's not going to happen as quickly as I want it to. So, just for my benefit, I'm going to run through the plan again in my head. I am going to get up. I'm going to go take a walk. Once I'm done with my walk, I am going to take a shower. I'm going to find some food. And then I'm going to brush my teeth. And then I'm going to come back and work on guitar. I plan to walk for an hour. I'll see how long my body can handle it. We'll just play it by ear. I'm very tired. I have a huge migraine. I'm gonna make it though. I'm gonna make it through the day. Alright. Here we go. Oh, and I have to find time to... In fact, no, that's the next thing I'm gonna do after I take my shower and brush my teeth, is I'm gonna find time to upload those videos that I actually almost forgot about again. Oh boy, I need a planner, a journal or something.